they planted in your life. Sometimes the lessons they teach us seem ordinary at the time, but years later, we realize they were shaping our character all along. Mother's Day has a way of making us pause and reflect. It makes us think about the woman who raised us, the quiet sacrifices she made, the discipline she gave us, and the wisdom she shared. Sometimes we did not fully understand at the time. And today, I want to say something gently at the beginning of this video. For those of you who may have lost their mothers, this video is not meant to remind you of the pain of that loss. Instead, it is meant to honor the lessons, values, and wisdom they planted in your life. The things they taught you that continue to guide you even when they are no longer physically here. Because the truth is, a mother's influence does not end with her presence. It continues through the way we live, the choices we make, and the values we carry. Growing up in Ghana in the 90s, yes, I'm a 90s girl, life was very simple in many ways. We did not grow up surrounded by smartphones, social media, like Facebook, WhatsApp, TikTok. No, much of what we learned about life came from observing or watching our mothers closely. How they spoke to us, how they spoke to people, and then how they handled their responsibility, how they showed kindness, and how they remained strong through challenges. In many Ghanaian homes, like mine, mothers are more than caregivers. They are teachers, protectors, counselors, and the quiet pillars holding the family together. My mother, her name is Patience, or they call her Mampi. So looking back now, I realized that many of the principles guiding my life today came directly from the lessons my mother taught me when I was growing up. Today, in honor of Mother's Day, that is those of us in the UK, I want to share 20 life lessons my mother taught me. The lessons that shaped my character, my values, and the way I approach life today. I would encourage you to stay with me until the very end because some of the lessons might remind you of your own mother and the wisdom she passed to you, which you are also passing down to your children or people around you. And if this video resonates with you, hey babes, hey babes, hey darling, hey girl, please like, share, and comment. It truly helps this channel to grow and it reaches others who might need encouragement today. So lesson number 1. My mom taught me respect will carry you far in life. One of the first things my mother taught us was respect. And coming from an Ekuapem background, I'm an Ekuapem. You know, we say me pacho, please. In our home, greeting elderly people properly was not optional. You don't have that option. We were taught to speak politely and show consideration to people older than us, as well as those who are younger than us. At the time, it felt like a simple rule. But as I grew older, I realized something deeper. Respect is one of the qualities that build strong relationships and open doors in life. People may not remember you for every achievement you have, but they will always remember how you treated them. That is what my mom used to say. Respect shows humility and maturity. When you respect somebody, it doesn't mean that you are not mature. And it creates a foundation for trust in both personal and professional relationships. So we can see that in our workplaces. Lesson 2, hard work builds dignity. If I tell you the hard work I did, my mother believed strongly in working hard. You will work hard. Growing up, we saw her put effort into everything she did, whether it was caring for us in the home or supporting the family. She approached her responsibilities with seriousness and commitment. Hard work. My mother is hard work. Oh my goodness. Watching her taught us that hard work is not just about earning a living. It is about developing discipline and responsibility. My mother, she always says that when you work hard for something, you value it more. Hard work builds confidence because you know you have earned what you have achieved. My mom was very hardworking. The kind of job this woman did, oh my goodness. She sold things, cracking stones, cooking, selling. The third thing is time is precious. My mother often repeated, time should never be wasted. When we were children, we often thought, we had endless time. But she always reminded us, time does not wait for you. Time waits for no man. And that you have to move quickly and that opportunities can pass by if you are careless with your time. I can see this in my adult life. As adults, we begin to understand how true that is. Time is one of the few resources that cannot be recovered once it is gone. Learning to use it wisely helps us build meaningful lives. And I believe we can all attest to this. My mom used her time very wise. Saying please. Saying please shows humility. Something very simple that my mother insisted on us was saying please. You coming from an Ekuapem house, not saying please. Me pa chose. Mama me pa chose then. Whenever we are asked for something, to remind us to include that small word. She'll be looking at you that way. When you see that look, you know that you've not said your please. At first, it seemed like a small matter. Over time, I realized that simple words like please and thank you reflect respect and humility. You and a Ekuapem girl in the house, not saying please. Please was part of us. They remind us that kindness in speech matters, and then and they make everyday interactions more respectful and considerate. Lesson number 5, we are on the 5th one. Gratitude protects your heart. My mother taught us to appreciate what we have. Appreciate what you have. When things were not perfect, we've been through a lot. She encouraged us to focus on what we were thankful rather than constantly complaining about what we lack. Sometimes the food in the house wouldn't be enough. She would tell you, appreciate it. Gratitude changes how we see life. And when we'll be appreciating it, miracles will happen. So when we learn to appreciate the good in our lives, we become more content, more positive, and more aware of the blessings around us. That gratitude really helped us. We appreciated everything we had, and in so doing, God blessed us. Lesson number 6, faith should guide your life. In our home, faith was the central part of our life. Although we had Sunday church service, it was not negotiable in our house. You lie bad, you will go to church. Morning devotion was our mantra. Every morning, Monday to Sunday, we'll have our morning devotion. Everybody will lead. So before the day truly began, we would gather and say a prayer. We'll say it together as a family, and then we'll do our Bible lessons. You have no excuse. Even if you are running late for work, you'll still do it. At that time, we didn't fully understand the significance of those moments. But as we've grown older, we've realized that faith provides something very important. Guidance during uncertain times. I'm telling you, if it had not been the faith that has been instilled in us, some of the situations we had faced wouldn't have been here today. So faith reminds us that we are not navigating life alone, but we are navigating life with God. Number 7, never argue over money. My mom told me a story and it really scared me. Money can easily create conflict between people. My mom always said that arguments about money can damage relationships and create unnecessary stress. She believed money should be handled wisely and responsibly, but never in a way that destroys peace within a family. This lesson becomes very clear. This lesson has become very clear as we've grown older, and we realize that relationships are far more vulnerable than financial disagreements. My mom told me a story about money that's killed the entire generation of the family because somebody argued over money which was given to him, and he said, I have not received it. 8, discipline prepares you for life. Discipline was an important part of us growing up. There were routines, responsibilities, and expectations. Sometimes as children, we felt restricted. by those rules. But as we've grown up, we realize discipline is not meant to limit us. It's meant to prepare us. We were disciplined. There was this woman who was selling canes and broom, and she would be saying, discipline your children. She would be selling canes, so walking around the vicinity. When we see that woman, we'll be angry. Discipline your children. Environmental cleanliness. But that discipline that was instilled in us has really helped in all areas of our lives. 9, protect your reputation. My mother always reminded us, your name matters. Your reputation follows wherever you go. The way you behave, the choices you make, the way you treat people contribute to the kind of reputation you build. Character takes years to build, but can be damaged quickly. Learning to live with integrity helps protect the reputation you have, helps to protect the reputation you create. Lesson number 10. Now we are on number 10. Lesson number 10. Kindness is never wasted. My mother believed strongly in kindness. If someone visited our home, they were welcomed warmly. Our hospitality was top-notch, and the generosity and value she practiced regularly. She taught us that kindness does not require wealth. It simply requires a willingness to care about others. Sometimes a kind word, small acts of generosity can make a significant difference in someone's life. If someone visited the home, my mother believed that this person should never leave without being offered food, water, or at least a warm welcome. Even if we don't have, the little we have, we'll share with the people. Even when the resources were limited, she believed generosity mattered. So the little we had, we shared with visitors that we had. As children, we didn't understand the way we complained. We didn't always notice how meaningful that was. It taught us something powerful. Kindness and generosity are not measured by how much you have. So they are measured by the willingness to share what you have with others. So the little we had, we shared. When we get something, we shared. People come to our homes. My mom, Auntie Pat, she would make sure people felt welcome, and it was a statement that people talked about. My mom said that family is important. That is number 9. You know, in our Ghanaian society, family is important. My mom believed that no matter how busy life becomes, family should always remain important. And I believe family remaining important brings about unity. It brings about bondness. Family provides support during difficult times and celebrates with us during joyful moments. It's not about only when there are sad moments when there are funerals that there's family that's supposed to be around. Maintaining that connection helps create a sense of belonging and stability. So family commitment, family involvement is very crucial. 12, silence can be a wisdom. One of the most powerful lessons my mother taught us was knowing when to speak, when not to respond. When she says something and you are going to speak, you will see, not every disagreement deserves a reaction. Sometimes remaining silent prevents unnecessary conflict and allows emotions to settle. Silence can be a sign of wisdom because it shows self-control. It's not everything that you have to be yap. Sometimes sip it, sometimes padlock. As if I create that one, keep quiet and listen. 13, patience prevents many mistakes. I don't know whether she is called patient, that's why. Many problems in life come from acting too quickly. My mother encouraged us to be patient when making decisions. Sometimes I'm like, mama, to be like, Rabina. Patience allows us to think carefully, consider consequences, and make wiser choices. It has helped. It helps us handle challenges without reacting impulsively. So when there's something that I wanted to react and she doesn't react, later on when I sit back and I look at it, I'm like, I understand. Number 14, self-respect is essential. My mother taught us to value ourselves. Self-respect influences the standards we set for others to treat us. When you respect yourself, naturally it establishes boundaries that protects your dignity and your well-being. So she made sure we set boundaries. Number 15, forgiveness frees your heart. Hey, this thing. Holding on to anger can become a heavy burden. I've experienced it. My mother reminded us that forgiveness is not about pretending something never happened, but then instead it is about releasing the bitterness that can damage our peace of mind. You can argue or you can be in an argument with somebody and then you think like, oh, I'm okay. But you have bitterness. And then you call yourself Christians, like my dad always says, and they call themselves Christians. Forgiveness allows us to move forward without carrying unnecessary emotional weight and burden. Now I forgive freely. 16, strength can be quiet. Strength does not always appear dramatic or loud. My mom was a strong woman. She is still a strong woman. She taught me that strength looks like perseverance. Even during difficult moments, she continued caring for the family and solving problems calmly. Sometimes I sit back and I look at her and I say, but you know, that quiet strength is something many mothers demonstrate every day. I'm talking to you, look at your mothers and look at how strong they are, how they handle situations. 17. Mampi, she said, never stop learning. Education was always encouraged in my home. Learning expands our understanding. That's what she always says. Our understanding of the world and creates new opportunities. My mom says that knowledge empowers people to make better decisions and improve their lives. My mom said to herself, the education that she wanted to achieve and she wasn't able to, she will push her children. Number 18, choose your friends wisely. This one I know almost every Ghanaian child heard it. My mother often reminded us that the people around us influence our behavior and decisions. Friends can encourage growth or lead us in wrong direction. Choosing friends who share positive values help create a healthy environment for personal development. My mom said that love often looks like sacrifice. One of the most powerful lessons motherhood teaches is sacrifice. The sacrifices me sitting here I have made, you don't know. Then I understood what the sacrifices my mom gave. Mothers give up their comfort, their time, their personal desires to support their children, their sleep. As children, we may not notice these sacrifices immediately. But now that I'm a mother, I'm an adult, I've understood how much love was hidden in those actions. Mothers sacrificed a lot. Their time, their energy, their sleep, their health. 20. Trust God with your future. My mom said life does not always unfold exactly as we expect. My mother taught us that trusting God helps us navigate uncertainty. Therefore, faith provides comfort during difficult seasons and reminds us that challenges are often temporary. Trusting God encourages patience, hope, and perseverance. The last one, be content with what you have. Appreciate what you have. Some of the lessons our mothers taught us made sense immediately. Others took years for us to fully understand. But then when we pause and reflect, we begin to see how much those lessons shaped our character and our lives. My love, before you go, I would love to ask you something. What is one lesson your mother taught you that still guides your life today? I've shared mine. Share yours in the comments section. Your story might encourage someone. Your story might encourage someone else who is watching. And if this video has touched your heart, please like you always do, share like you always do, and subscribe so that this message can reach more people. Thank you for your feedbacks, the messages, the comments, the likes, the encouragement, and the motivation. I love them all. God bless you for that. Now, a big happy Mother's Day to all mothers, especially my mother, Mrs. Patience Nyakwa Asari, my mother-in-law, Ma Philo, Ma Rose, Ma Comfort, my grandmother or grandmother's Auntie Janet Wafo, my daughters, nieces, aunties, grand aunties, everyone, because you rock the world. Happy Mother's Day to me too. You rock the world. I love you, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, bye.